A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for choosing to watch DreamTV. It's the 25th of March 2020. My name is Peace Nobami, and if you're just joining us, this is the news at 4 p.m. now, starting with our top story today. Uganda Health Communication Alliance has urged journalists to stop creating jokes while communicating on COVID-19 disease that is brought by coronavirus. Now the call has been made by Executive Director UHCA Richard Baguma in an exclusive interview with DreamTV in Tinda. Baguma added that journalists should be very careful with their lives while reporting about this COVID-19 disease. We have more to the story.
The journalists and all the other people who support journalism and communication, including the communicators of government institutions which are the front line, like those of the Ministry of Health, the Ministry responsible for disaster, the ones for the police, all these institutions which are at the front line, their communicators are working 24/7. The media houses don't close, they are always working. And particularly when you have a crisis, like we have now, when you have a situation of crisis communication, then the communicators really are at the front line. And we have seen this now, and we have seen this before. It's critical, therefore, that first, the communicators themselves, the journalists and all the other communicators like ourselves, must take the precautions that are necessary to, as much as possible, keep safe from any of the infections and also to make any transmission. That we must protect ourselves as communicators, as journalists, and as media. And then the other responsibility is because we are at the front line. We are frontline players. So it's like when you have this army operation, the frontline players must play with utmost care, with utmost professionalism, and with utmost seriousness. Therefore, the messages that we put, the jokes that we crack during our programs, the information that we put, the information that we share on our social media platforms, because remember, people trust us as communicators, they trust us as journalists. It must be professional. We must not be the ones who are promoting, who are multiplying fake news, fake information, and rumors. And this is imperative on us. A pandemic like this one, when it gets into a community like ours, it's just in its infancy. It's most likely that it will peak later. And so we need the highest level of vigilance now. And you see, vigilance also goes with personal behavior. Let me tell you, things like tobacco use, smoking, using of shisha, using of e-cigarettes, like using of alcohol, like using of drugs. Because you see, these infections are respiratory. They affect the areas which we used either to share our shisha, pipes, or to share our e-cigarettes. It affects the lungs and the respiratory system. That is where tobacco affects. That is where these things affect. We must be very, very careful, even in the way we behave.
Now, speaking of being vigilant, Uganda has confirmed more 5 cases, bringing the total number to 14. So wherever you are, be careful. Crime in this period.